But I think the music industry as a whole over the last 10, 15 years has changed both dramatically and at the same time hasn't changed at all. So on the one hand, if you think about it, an artist makes music because they wish someone to hear it, and people listen to music because they wish something to soundtrack their lives. So that part hasn't changed in the least. The issue is everything in the middle is constantly changing, and those nice, neat kind of divisions that existed before are all swept away. So you've got things like iTunes or Spotify or Deezer or YouTube, which are both a promotional vehicle, a marketing channel, and the actual product that you're making. So all of these things mean that the relationship between technology, relationship between marketing disciplines, artists as brands as opposed to products, all of these things come into the equation. So on the one hand, the first principles are identical, but the changes are all the stuff in the middle. Anything that sits between artist and audience now really has to be adding some kind of value to those two entities. And that is a big change. It requires a big shift in mentality, a big shift in approach in terms of what we do, how we do it. Even the products that we make potentially can and should be in question. And I think anyone in that chain that connects the artist to the audience has to pose themselves that question. So where is it headed? I don't really know, because as long as there's people on the one hand who want to make music, and on the other hand people who want to have a first dance at their wedding, have a soundtrack to their first kiss, music to fuck to, whatever it is that they want to do with the music, that need is going to exist. The issue is how do you make it? How does the artist and the audience, how do they discover each other? How do they form a meaningful bond with each other? How do they then consume it? And how does money flow back into the system so that more of that music can be made? So these are all the questions that I think anyone who's serious certainly must and should and is asking themselves. And I think really it's less about where the music business is headed and more about how we can kind of look and adapt and evolve, but always holding sacrosanct those two things, artist and audience. If we can be making a meaningful connection between those two things, there'll be an industry for a very long time. If we can't, there won't be one.